And welcome to 10 Away, where the two winners, I mean, two brothers, talk about NASCAR. Yeah, Coronado in the books, which is kind of a weird fever dream in the history of NASCAR, but it might happen again next year. We'll see. But first off, we need to talk about Coronado as a whole, as the weekend, but also the truck race. And it was kind of a pretty fun, pretty cool, actually very cool experience for not only me and my wife. Like that was our first time. Spoiler alert: Lane Riggs wins, which we were there for. My brother here, if you're new here, he works on their. He's the front tire changer for Lane Riggs, and so we were there. It was from the start. I will say before we actually get into kind of your version or your breakdown of the truck race and just your account of it, but I've never been so bold at a track. So I've been to
Okay.
Daytona and Charlotte, been in the pits. We were in the pits at Fontana. Whenever we did the national anthem, you called Lindsay and I out to the pit road.
hmm
I've never thought about doing that. And and then when y'all won, you were like, "Come with us out to the finish line where Lane does his burnout." Never thought I would be doing that. And then like you ran off, and but then we got into victory lane with y'all. Never been in like actually inside victory lane on the side of the winner. And I was telling my wife about this because I've been to more races than her, and I was like, I've never thought about being this bold, especially at a high security naval base before. So I was like, yeah, I felt like I at Daytona I could have gotten away with it pretty easily. I felt like I would have had some more confidence, but there I was like, all right, we're just going. I told her I was like, the only reason I was doing it was because I was like, I don't think I'm ever going to be able to be on this side for a while. I was like, I don't know if ever. So I was like, just run. The worst they can say is no. Uh, so
Got your heart
or shoot
heart
us.
pumping a little bit.
It was a bit of a rush, and then once I got all the way out to the, as particularly running onto pit road, once I got all the way out there to the finish line, I was like, "There's no going back. They're not going to do that. They're not going to remove two people on national
So
TV."
we in the pit crew world, we kind of have an unwritten rule, I guess you could say,
Yeah,
of when you go to a racetrack, you typically act like you own the place. Like you go where you need to go because
yeah,
not that you're trying to be egotistical, but you're a part of the show and you have a job to do. So a lot of times when you get a lot of these officials that are like volunteers or they've been, paid by a temp agency to like, hey, go work the race. They a lot
yeah,
of times there's a lot of really bad communication on
yeah,
how they orchestrate getting people in and out or where they're allowed to go, who's not allowed to go, do this or that. And so the running saying in the pit crew world is like act like you own the place. And I mean, I'm not trying to be egotistical, but like I was a part of the winning team. Like I could have walked over to the security guy, like because I was actually headed over there to get you and Lindsay when the guy from the winner's circle, he knows me because he's seen me a few times, and he's
yeah,
like, "Hey, is that family or something?" I was like, "Yeah, it's my brother and sister-in-law," and he's okay. I'll make sure that he gets them in here. And I was walking over there, and then Steven was behind. I was like, "Come on, no, they're with
yeah,
us." Like, so you have some pull, you have some weight, when it comes to what to do. So I think for me, I'm a little desensitized to that, but I can understand from your perspective and Lindsay's of you've never gotten to experience that, and you're like, "Am I allowed to do this? I don't want to get in trouble."
yeah,
And it is at a Navy base where there's literally snipers like overlooking all of this
yeah.
stuff on some of the
You walk in,
rooftops.
and snipers are a part of the aesthetic. In
Yeah,
that,
that was so also I guess something to look out for. I'll be putting out on my socials probably tonight sometime. I'm gonna have a day in the life of a pit crew athlete video that I'll be putting on TikTok and probably Instagram and Facebook. Just a recap of the weekend. You're on it. There's some stuff I've got
hey,
of you and Lindsay,
well,
so
it's kind of funny.
you'll see a
I
little bit of
literally
what
have in
Coronado looked like from our eyes.
I literally have that going in my edit. This is just us not having communicated about.
Do you have some videos, 2-0, that we need to?
Yeah, I actually wasn't. I brought my film camera, and I thought security was gonna be so high that I was like, I'm not gonna be able to get this in. So I committed to like only one lens, which was a bummer. And also on a film camera, certain types, particularly my types, it takes batteries. I do have one that has batteries that are actually expired, like the actual battery itself, like isn't made anymore. Um, but anyways, the one I had, the battery actually died, which is so unbelievably like bad timing in the way that I've had that battery in there for probably 5 years, and it died there. That's how long those batteries last. And my battery was in the
It
bag,
made
but
it to
they're
the finish line, sort of.
barely. No, I like by the time like halfway through the race, it was like not the shutter wouldn't go. And so, anyways, I was already kind of pissed at because I was like, they were like, no professional cameras on the website, and then I'm looking around, people have professional cameras that are just not media people. And I was like, I could have brought my bag in, dang it. And so, and there was like a no reentry policy for,
Yeah.
yeah. And so, anyways, that kind of sucked. But then I was also doing stuff on my phone, and it wasn't until I got in there, I was like, oh, I could make a video. And so I shot for it. I have an idea of what I'm going to put together soon. But yeah, I guess we'll both have one out soon. Um, definitely this week. So, but let's actually talk about the truck race itself because man, it was. I think every race was pretty fun to watch. Honestly, I think the road course or
That
the
might have been the best 1, 2, 3 punch of a race this year
I
that
would
I can
say
think of.
1, 2, 3 punch for a an event
Every
like
race
this.
was good.
Yeah, it will also good for a brand new track. I mean, not surface wise, but like I was telling our dad this when I was talking with him just a little bit ago that the passing zones were set up pretty well. Particularly, like there was a pretty good passing zone or set up for a passing zone going to the finish line, and then
Hmm.
after, there was the expected chaos. But yeah, I mean, for the truck race itself, to kind of narrow in on that though, Lane obviously fast, rightfully was our pick to win. I mean, yours just biasy, but mine was like, I think he's the one to do it. Um, and yeah, I mean, I mean, it was the last lap, like really close pass. But man, he was wheeling it. I told him in victory lane, I was like, man, that was another badass win because it was a pretty
Yeah.
badass win in Nashville as well. So, yeah, he can wheel, man, and I just wish I want to see him in other series, whether it be O'Reilly or Cup Series. I can't say enough about Lane in the way that he's also I've been wanting to say this. He's a complete driver to me, not only the way if he can drive, he has a very good personality outside of the truck too. And
Yeah.
he's not a dirty racer by any means. I mean, he'll get aggressive, but he knows what's dirty and what's aggressive. He has a pretty good uh uh meter of that. But yeah, I mean, he's just a fun guy. He's a fun guy.
Yeah.
And I
Absolutely.
he has a
Hopefully we
personality
can
outside of racing.
hopefully we can get a pop and top episode this week with him. We can recap all these wins and some of
Absolutely.
the fun stuff.
And yeah, I kind of bash Ford a little bit right now because I'm disappointed in their overall program. But like he's a top Ford prospect, and I'm like, you need to get him. I mean, I don't care where Lane goes, personally. I don't care if he changes manufacturer. But like, if I'm Ford, he's one of your top prospects right now. I mean, I'm sorry, I just knocked something over. You just gained Jesse Love, I guess, but like, I don't know. I think Ford's lacking a little bit when it comes to their development program. So. But man, Lane is really carrying that as well. So, but yeah, I mean, from your perspective though, as the crew member, y'all had backwards pit stops. Got to watch that action. Man, y'all teased me with pit stops quite a bit because I was recording stuff on my phone. Y'all would get up on the pit wall, knocked out. But
There,
like overall, as
what
the
was her
pit,
name? Alexis from from the she's I've known her for a while. We actually played softball with her last year, but she works for Ford and she came over and she's like, "Y'all like to play games?" And I'm like, "We're not trying to play games, we're just trying to play strategy." And she's like, "Why would you cut the stage short and then why would you, then stay out?" Decide I'm
yeah,
like, I tried to explain it to her and I'm like, "We're not trying to play games, we're trying to be ready if there's a call last minute that we're ready to like run a stop if need be." So
yeah, but
it's
like
funny that you're talking about it too.
y'all would get ready. The laps were like 2 minutes long, and then with a caution, like 6 minutes long, and y'all would be up on the wall like right as the caution came out. And like it was another 5 minutes before they like Lane could even get into the pits, and I was like, why are we on the wall 5 minutes ahead of time?
Yeah,
So, um,
I think that's just by nature how we are now.
but how did you feel about the racing or the race in general for y'all? I couldn't keep up with strategy there. We'll talk about Coronado more as a whole later. I mean, we kind of already have been, but I want to
Track
kind of
position was key for sure at the end. We had an extra set of tires laying and we really thought about using them. I'll say this, if we had pitted when the 38 pitted with like nine nine or 10 to go, whenever the 38 pitted and I think the 11 pitted, if we had pitted with them and had those tires on the truck, Lane wouldn't have dropped back as much because I'll be honest, with like 2 or 3 to go before the 38 and the 11 wrecked, I didn't. There was no way I thought we were going to win. If the 11 and the 38 didn't wreck each other, I don't think we would have won the race.
yeah,
I think
they
that
were
we
definitely the
were
top
we were kind of a sitting
competitors.
duck because our tires were gone from what Lane had said.
Hmm.
So once that happened, I'm like, oh wow, this might be ours now because I think we still had the best truck, even though we didn't have fresher tires. I think we had the best driver no matter what, but just the tires were shot. We had 20 something lap old tires. And after like 10 to 15, those tires were basically chewed up. So being that we were like on lap, I want to say we had 26 or 27 laps on those tires. A lot of cautions, that kind of, cycled the tires and cooled them off, but still it's nonetheless it's used tires. And I do truly think if we had pitted with like 10 to go, whenever it was the 38 pitted, it would have been a different ball game no matter what the outcome would have been. I think we would have been able to hold our own. And especially having the red flag towards the end and sitting there, we would have been okay. But I feel bad for the 38 guys. They deserved to win. And honestly, if we were going to lose in Coronado, they deserved the win, beside us. They were really fast. And it was just it kind of sucked to see because I think we could have finished 1-2 and then just whatever happened. Like it's still I've tried to watch the replay a few times of how the 38 got wrecked, where the 11 went, it disappeared after that shot. Because I'm not gonna lie, like when we're sitting on the pit wall and watching the race, like the last two laps, the 38 got wrecked, and I thought the 11 was in the lead, and I'm like, great, now I have to go chase down the 11 if we can, and the 11's gonna win. And then suddenly, like it was like a 4 or 5 second, just they just watch the 38, and the next thing I know, we've gone down into turn two technically, and then we're going to turn three, and that's when the the camera picks us up, and I'm like, we're in the lead. Where'd the 11 go? And I still to this day don't know what happened to the 11.
I think he
I
he overran turn two at one point.
Well, so the little bit I've rewatched the replay, the 11's rear, like the whole frame rail on the back end is destroyed after the 11 or the 38 and him hit.
Yeah.
Like if you watch the 11 drive off, you can see that the frame rail's all crooked and stuff. So I know
Mm.
he had big time issues. I
Yeah.
think I've seen a picture of what it looked like too, leaving or going to the garage like with a tow truck, and it was destroyed. So I know that he must have bumped into the wall, and then the 38 ricocheted off him. It's kind of like my
He
what I've
he
gathered.
overran turn two quite a bit. I think several times. So yeah, I think he was
So
having trouble down there.
Lane told me in victory lane because I asked him when everything kind of. So I was like, dude, where'd the 11 go? I said I thought he was going to be in the lead, and he said that after he was on his cool down lap, the 11 was down in the tire barriers, like he had wrecked, and he overran turn two, but it was because the damage that he took when the
Yeah.
38 and him wrecked. So I was like, oh, it kind of all makes sense. But no, I feel for the 38, as a good sportsmanship, I also feel for the 11. They were plenty fast as well, but I feel like ultimately we probably were the best truck by far.
Yeah, y'all
It's just
definitely were.
we were on bad set of tires at the end, and they were a severe disadvantage. So,
Yeah. I don't
to
think
kind of
y'all would have
sum
won
up,
through strategy, as you're saying, through
no,
tires.
the strategy that
But
we had, we needed the tires, and we didn't have them at the end,
yeah, and the luck y'all got was your two competitors wrecking. I mean, I would
taking each
say,
other out.
yeah, I would say that that was that was lucky for you, but I mean, Lane still had to beat what was it? What's was it the 42?
The 19 and the 42, we had to get by
Well, the
Daniel
42
Hemrick.
was the bigger roadblock. I mean, man, he slipped up right at the end, and that thankfully, but yeah, no, it was a really fun finish to watch. I recorded, I think, the whole last lap from the pits. I don't think it's like worth sharing the whole thing because it's
Kind
not,
of.
but it is funny. Like not funny, but I forget how much I like reacting to racing with a big crowd because man, like it just catches your attention and it's so in the moment rather than what's
Oh, I'd
on.
love for you to send me that video, by the way, just to have it.
Yeah, I'll send it to you. Yeah, it was funny. Like I'm not someone that gets like worked up over sports, really. Racing for some reason gets me. Like I forget I'm reacting at times. Like I'm not a vocal reactor on really anything until like we're watching Lane drive and I'm like, "Go, go." And Lindsay's like, "You don't why are you saying that?" And I was
I'll
like,
be honest.
"What?"
So sometimes when I get some of the videos of how we react on pit road
Yeah.
and stuff, when I see it, it's almost a blur or a
Hmm.
blackout for
I
me
can, yeah.
that I'll watch it. I'm like, oh yeah, I was like that in the moment. There's so much going on. Your heart is racing. You're hoping for a win, and then when I watch it from a third person's point of view or someone's phone that they record, I'm like, I don't remember doing that, but I I can see myself
Yeah.
doing it.
It's
So
definitely contagious, but let's put a bow on the truck race overall to kind of get through the
Yeah,
others. But
my
oh
final
yeah,
thoughts that I wanted to share about the truck race to sum it up for me, the last half lap, there was like a point in time, I think kind of turn 6 or 7, about halfway through the track. I saw Lane got like he got gapped a little bit, probably about a car length to 2 car lengths, and I thought in that moment I was like, I don't know if the truck's really truly shot, and I don't know if
yeah,
Lane can catch up to him. And sure enough, he got through some of the high speed corners, and he knew how to get the drive off to kind of catch him.
yeah,
And then he told us in victory lane, he's like, I really tried to bait the 42 that I was gonna go dive to the inside, go into turn. I think he said whatever turn that is, like 14 or 15, come into the last chicane, and it worked just enough to where the 42 missed his braking zone, and that's what caused him to get that penalty because he missed the turn. And so um, once he missed that turn and went underneath that tire barrier and cut the corner, and then Josh, our spotter, was in our ears going, "Hey, he missed it. He's got to have a stop and go, stop and go. Just be clean, be clean."
yeah. And
And
then
I'm
he
sitting there
shoved
like,
him.
"Oh my gosh, oh my gosh, we're gonna yeah." They bumped, and he's like, "Get out of my way. I got to go win."
Yeah,
When once he got to his right side or his left side, and then Lane was on his inside and had the corner exit, the preferred line, as I would say, I was like, "Oh my gosh, we're gonna do it!" But then Josh is in our ear yelling like, "He's got to stop!
yeah,
It's a penalty." And I'm like, "Holy shit, we're gonna win! Holy crap, we're gonna win! Holy crap!" And then he comes around the corner. He didn't even make it to the finish line. I just jumped off the wall. I was like, "Oh
yeah.
my god, we're gonna do it!" And I think I'm notoriously the first one to jump off the wall. I think Nashville and here I jumped
Yeah,
off the
you
wall
kept
before we
jumping
even
off the wall,
crossed.
or Blake. That's the end of stage two. Chill out. Come back over.
Yeah, yeah. But I know Nashville and here. I saw we were like 100 feet from the finish line. I just was like, "We're we won.
You're already
Let's jump
running
off the
towards the
wall."
track. You're like,
So
yeah.
it was. I mean, just like
They're gonna have to
emotions
put a
take
shock
over.
collar on you.
Emotion. No, don't do that. You
And
see me
it's
like a
like
black ring around my neck.
you just run out too far, they get and they shock you. Ah, all right.
Sorry, holding a water bottle.
Yeah.
Sorry. But no, that was too cool, man. Like so, I also wanted to add this. So the last 3 races that we've won, um, I've had Sam and Ella were with us
Oh yeah.
in Victory Lane. Quinn and Ryan were there in Nashville, and Mark, who I've been friends with for a while now. Mark ended up being a goofball, and he left. And I texted him and called him in Victory Lane, I think through Quinn's phone. And I was like, "Mark, where are you at, man? You're supposed to be here." And he was drunk, and he was like, "Dude, I'm so sorry." And he was just sad because he's like, "I wish I was there at the racetrack." But shout out to everybody that I've gotten to go to Victory Lane with. That is too cool that for 3 straight races,
Yeah,
people
seriously.
that people that I either like my wife, kids, close friends, or my brother and sister-in-law, I've gotten to take to Victory Lane, and that honestly is probably more gratifying than actually winning itself is to get to bring you guys.
Hmm.
Everybody that I've either, have cheered me on for a long time or have rooted for us and or just your support system, getting to, repay that and getting to show them what it's like to be here in Victory. And that's like a second to none feeling that like it gets me like worked up now that I'm like, I can't believe that I've gotten to do that for 3 straight wins that we've won in the last month. Is I've had someone with us every time just be like, "Hey, come to Victory Lane." So next time we win a race and I don't have anybody with me, I'm going to be kind of like, "What do I do? Like I'm supposed to be sharing this with somebody other than my teammates."
Yeah.
But next
Well
I need to
now,
get Jack, Mom, and Dad. Those are the only 3 people left I haven't gotten to take to Victory Lane.
yeah. I mean, hopefully you can get them in there, have all the bingo cards checked off. But yeah, no, it was really cool, really fun. That's like the third race, fourth race I've gone to when you've been on Lane's truck, and the only time it was really close was I think at Daytona a couple years
Hmm.
ago, and yeah, I think you wrecked two to go, one to go, and I was like, but he was up front, running up front. But yeah, it was yeah. Overall, I mean, it was really cool for Lindsay and I. We actually were close to leaving just because Lindsay wasn't feeling the best, and we also had 3 hour drive home. But I'm glad we stayed. Once
What
we
time did y'all get home, by the way?
like 12 or 1 or something, like yeah, maybe 12. It was actually a fine time. Honestly, like it was a
How it all worked out for y'all's drive home was great.
yeah, it was overall like not a bad drive. I wasn't like exhausted or anything. I was expecting it to be more a heavier day trip, but yeah, we did a day trip out of it. But yeah, really cool, really really fun. I'm glad that you got us in there, and we got in there, and like that, it all worked out. And first time I met Lane, we've had him on the podcast
Hand to
twice.
hand
Yeah, actually met him in
handshakes, you know.
person, so that was kind of cool. But yeah, I mean, one more thing to wrap up the truck race, kind of put a bow on it. Well, actually, two more things, real quick, scheme shoutouts, which will tie in pretty well. Jimmy Johnson, man, he was actually competitive. I want to see him do another truck race. Sucks that he
That was
spun out,
awesome.
but I will also give him probably the best looking truck win, in my opinion. Can
His truck looked a lot like ours. There's a few times when he drove by, I was like, "There we are." I'm like, "No, that's Jimmy."
I liked y'all's scheme, but it also reminded me of Camping World trucks back in, or like a throwback Camping World truck scheme.
Okay, I
Um,
can kind of see that.
yeah, I also really like the 62 of Casbrella, and then the 81 of which man, we're about to. So let's jump into the O'Reilly race where Austin Hill wins. It was another good race, another
S-
man.
Good old
Just
Steven. Steven went 2 for 2. Steven was on the rear of the 21.
oh really? Wow, dang. He's
He
got
loved Coronado. He's like, I don't want to ever
yeah.
go back. I'm going to
My
finish 2 and
goodness.
0.
So I'm gonna do my scheme shoutouts real quick, but I must
Let's go
say,
for it.
in person, cars look so much better. But also, the O'Reilly series schemes
They brought some heat.
brought it. It was I was sitting there looking. I was like, I don't even know
There's like
what.
5 schemes right here that I like.
Yeah, I like the 17. Just that scheme that the 17 and the five both ran. That's I think my favorite scheme of the year. I loved it in on TV, and I
Which
love
one?
it more
The
in person.
17 and the what?
The five. So like the both
Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah.
Memorial Day.
So my friend, he actually, oh, what's his name? Crap. Jesse Lou? He's the one that actually came up with those schemes.
Man, he's got a great mind.
Yeah,
Can he
badass
design a
schemes.
car? Can he design a scheme for my Equinox?
I will say my favorite besides those, because those have been ran before,
Yeah.
the 8. Give me the Arby's car.
Hey, that's on there. Man, that was sick. Yeah,
That was a
like,
great scheme.
and it was also pretty creative military design. Like, it's easy, red, white, and blue, but or camo or whatever. They're like, no, this is like a tattoo design, and I was
Yeah,
like, that's pretty sick. I
I
actually
liked it
want
a lot.
Arby's now.
I know. Maybe I'll
Um,
go get some Arby's
so yeah,
tonight.
I thought the 8 looked pretty good. I thought the O2 looked really good in person. I really enjoyed it. They unfortunately went out early, and then the 51 doing a Blue Angels kind of themed. I wish it was more just an actual like Blue Angel livery,
Yeah.
like a a good deep navy blue and then the yellow. But I still enjoyed it. It was a lot better in person. And then I will say this is an honorable mention because it's technically a throwback, but the 88 that is a good scheme. Mm. Um,
Classic.
yeah, but the O'Reilly Series race. Let's not spend too much time on it. But I will say, man, Corey Day had such a eventful weekend. He wrecks in practice, goes to backup car, like lap one or two,
Hits a
takes on
pothole,
it takes
manhole
on a
cover.
manhole cover, which sucks for him. NASCAR did the right thing because he went like 4 laps down, but they were like, "We're going to red flag. You can work on your car in the red flag." And then once they got back going up and doing pace laps, he just had to catch the field and get his laps back to where he'd be on
Yeah.
equal strategy for the most part. But yeah, that sent to a very long, like I want to say like 45-minute
They
red
said that it was
flag.
an hour and it was 100 minute, 104 minute red flag.
Man, I don't know
It
what I
was an
was
hour
doing
and
then.
40 minutes.
Yeah, and I get that's the thing. And again, we're going to talk about Coronado in a minute, but there's a lot of this was definitely like a test for a lot of potential comeback. But yeah, they welded the manhole cover shut, then saw that happen, had to go through double check everything, which sent that long red flag, and then later a wreck happens, bends the wall, which we saw that in the truck race with like Jamie Mack and the 18. Which man, I felt bad for Jamie Mack. I think oh he was on my scheme shoutouts. That truck looked really good. They both him and the 18 hit the same inside wall and bent that, which man, what a hit too. But yeah, so in the O'Reilly Series race when Sam Mayer hits the wall, hard hit by the way, and bends that wall and causes that big wreck.
That outside wall from
Saw
the
some
O'Reilly
action.
race
They should have put a
and
camera
the
there.
Cup race, that thing got moved like 7 or 8 feet both days.
Yeah. Yeah, so then that puts another long caution in because they have to reset it and all that stuff. The O'Reilly Series race, I think they said was like maybe the longest O'Reilly Series
I
race.
think the longest, it was a 5 hour race,
Yeah. Um,
which part of that's because there was an hour and 40 minute delay because
yeah.
of the wreck.
I didn't get to watch the whole ending. I unfortunately it leaked into me having to go to work. And so I was trying to watch it, but I also have to use my phone for work and it cuts off the stream and everything. So it was kind of hard to watch. Once I saw Hill was seemingly going to win, I just turned it off. But man, I will say credit to Austin Hill. not only
Yeah.
winning the O'Reilly Series race and doing a very good tribute burnout, but also like
So
he was showing some real pace in the Cup race until he wrecked people. But I honestly pretty good showcase for him for a race and a half.
yeah.
So I don't really have much else to say about the O'Reilly Series race besides like it was just a good race overall. Like I when I look at the top 10, I mean it's just what I really enjoy about these kind of races, mainly like these inaugural races, is it really changes up the top finishers. Taylor Gray, man, I thought he was going to win until the end, but one person I do want to, or a couple people I want to shout out though, Parker Retzlaff and Austin Green. Like, I mean, I've said it enough about Parker Retzlaff. I should stop being surprised that he's running really well right now. But man, it's impressive on every track now. I can say he's run well.
hmm
So Harrison Burton as well was up there most of the day, and then Austin Green. You know, we don't see him much. He's now got his races cut down and sharing a ride with Nick Sanchez, and so but he comes in, sets the fastest lap in practice, sets a really good pace in practice overall, and then yeah, still comes home with an eighth place finish for a car like his is really impressive. Carson Quaffle showed a lot of speed. Yeah, those were
Coulda,
like the
shoulda, woulda for Carson.
yeah, that's really unfortunate. Honestly, him and Taylor Gray, I think towards the end for me were kind of my favorites. But yeah, Austin Hill, he raced it well. Stayed patient, kept a clean car. And speaking of Corey Day, the ups and downs, way more downs than ups. I think if you were to show a graph, it would be down with a just a blip up because he finished his 10th overall. Which if you would have told me 10th, seeing how he was Friday and Saturday, I would have been like, no, you're lying. Oh, and a great
I
save by Andrew Patterson. I don't know if you saw that, but he was sideways at one
don't know
point
if I saw that one.
in front of cars, completely sideways.
Best save of the weekend was Ty Majeski almost plowing into whoever it was in front of him. It might have been the 38. He almost destroyed the 38 at one of the restarts early on in the race. He
Yeah.
came down into turn, I want to say it was like 6 or 7, something like that. He comes in like sideways, catches it just enough, and makes the corner. Pretty impressed if anybody remembers seeing the Ty Majeski save.
Well, yeah, I actually didn't see that save, but yeah, his save was pretty cool. The Andrew Patterson, I already clicked off his name and I forgot it. But yeah, really cool for him. And yeah, I don't really have much else for this O'Reilly Series race. So let's jump into the Cup race where there is some more to talk about because we have a first time winner at an inaugural event. Big surprise there with Corey Heim. I think the most impressive run we've seen in a while from a part-time rookie. And because not only did he win, he took on two high-profile legendary drivers. Someone that's on a heater of a season, for the most part. We're in a bit of a dip with Tyler Reddick right now. He took on Reddick, a road course ringer outside of SVG, um, and made him make mistakes and also saved his tires enough to be competitive, ran down Larson, outpaced Larson, which I wouldn't say is as impressive as the Reddit stuff because Larson, he's good on road courses. He's solid enough. He can get good finishes as we see, but he's not as I would put Reddick above him when it comes to road courses right now. Um, but man, I was truly impressed with Heim. It was quite a race for him, quite a run. Watch him save his stuff, watch him run people down. Just, I mean, his car was clean by the end. That's an impressive
hmm
thing to do at these races. So, real quick, scheme shout outs the 48 and the 84. Jimmy Johnson wins the schemes this weekend for me. But the
You
48 was
like the
really cool.
Carvana cars, huh?
I almost bought a car from Carvana. uh, I wish I
You
would
said
have
the
now.
48 and the 84?
Yeah, the 48 looked really good.
I'm trying to remember if I saw the 48, what it looked like. Was it
It
a
was
red,
like
white, and blue
it was. It
tribute?
was. It didn't stand out, but when you saw it, you're like, "That's nice." I would put the 5 on here. I was really close to just because, man, that scheme looks good. Um,
Oh,
but
my
yeah,
buddy's name is Harrison Lou. That's his name that made those schemes. Sorry, I just
well,
remembered it. It hit me.
there goes
So
my credit for Equinox paint scheme. Um, yeah, the Cup race again, really good overall. I mean, were you able to watch it? I know
I
you
watched
had a pretty
almost
busy.
all of it. I think I missed the first 5 laps. We got home from doing something, and I was like, I gotta watch some of this race and see how it goes. And I ended up just resting and watching as much of it as I could. I was doing some things around the house, but for the most
Yeah,
part, I actually tuned in and watched. But yeah, I pretty much agree. The 67, especially with SVG being out and the 88 and who Austin Hill wrecked. I thought Austin Hill had a little bit of a leg up on the competition being that he got to run the day before,
Yeah,
which I also think NASCAR did the right thing in letting him run because of
yeah,
the situation given. But I think that I would have loved to have seen SVG, Zilich, and the 33 finish the race just to see how good they were.
yeah.
My surprise of the day, other than Corey Heim, obviously that's everybody's surprise, is Bubba Wallace and Riley Herbst were plenty fast. And I'm not saying that just to be like they were plenty fast. They were top five
Yeah.
majority of the day.
Well, so was Zane
Bubba,
Smith.
but that was somebody else I was going to also give a shout out to. Zane's been very fast this year. A lot of
Hmm.
racetracks he's been leading laps at top fives or top tens, finishes in stages.
He
So,
got a shout out from Dale
um,
Jr. mid broadcast.
heck yeah. But I was really, really surprised to see Bub up there as much as he was because there's times where you have comers and goers in a race where like someone finds some speed for a little bit or they got a new set of tires and they go up to the front and then they fade away and they never come back. Bubba had his issues, his two-lap penalty because of too many men over the wall or something like that. Whatever. Oh, he lost
They
his
lost a
tire. He lost
wheel.
his
They
tire.
lost. Yeah.
So he had two-lap penalty, comes back to finish, was it third, fourth?
Yeah.
Third. I think he
Oh
finished
no,
third.
sorry. He finished second.
That's
Yeah,
right, because Tyler ended up finishing 25th, but Tyler would have finished second if
yeah.
things had played out. But anyways, no, there was a lot of fun parts
Well,
about this
also,
race.
real quick credit to Bubba because he was letting Heim and Reddick run away. I think they would were going to run away either, but Bubba was like saving his stuff, clearly holding up the pack. Larson got around him, but then when he was like, "All right, it's time," he went back, got a back around Larson. So, like you're saying, it's really impressive, honestly, skill range on Bubba that he showed off at this place. So,
Yeah,
um,
I think
yeah,
overall this is one of those races that I could go either way. If you want to do it as a one-time event because it's the country's 250th birthday, or if you
yeah,
want to come back next year, I'm all for it. Either way, I loved it. I will gladly say I'm the only truck winner at Coronado if they
yeah,
only go once, or I will gladly go back there next year and run it again just because I had so much fun. I wouldn't even say I was really doubting this weekend, just having some dread, but I just didn't look forward to the flights being that I'm going to fly out there and fly back all in one day.
yeah,
It makes for a very long day. I ended up sleeping about 3 hours of the flight out, and I slept for about three, maybe three and a half on the way back. But I couldn't have asked for a better day, man. That was so much fun getting out there, getting to see you and Lindsay, getting to go walk on the aircraft carrier. I wish
yep.
I had been able to bring you guys along with us, and then also our Jackman Kendall didn't get to go out there with us on Friday. I think he went Saturday, but that would have been just icing on the cake for
Yeah.
how Friday went. That was super cool. I loved every bit of it, man.
Yeah, I mean, so we'll wrap up the cup race real quick because I do want to shout out. We're talking about cool saves. Chris Bush has that crazy save, 360 in front
The
of
360 spin in front of
pretty much in
everyone.
front of the whole field, and then still kept going. Only lost like one position. Another notable highlight in a weird way is Austin Hill just overcooks it into one. I don't put as much like I'm not. A lot of people are like Hill ran out of talent to some degree is kind of what they're saying when I watch it, he goes over like a weird bump. If I when I don't know compared to other restarts if he went over it, but like his car kind of like uh gets out of shape, and I'm like, is that kind of what caused it? But yeah, it just caused chaos, which took out the 88 and the 97, and I think everybody was like, okay, thank goodness.
We
Uh,
have a chance.
I mean, just heavy favorite, but I will say the 97 before that wasn't running away by any means. So I kind of wish we could have seen it in a way, but yeah, the cup race overall though, I thought the racing was really good. I thought there was a lot of setup to pass. Watching like Larson, particularly, I was watching him like carve through the field at times when he had his really good stints, but like he would set up to pass in two quite a bit, and that was really fun to watch. And then you could set up to pass, and it just had a lot of options to it, and I really enjoyed that. Um, Overall, though, man, I should say with the 88 having another wreck, I just want Sonoma to go easy for Zilich, get a top 15, walk away with a clean car. Rookie season from hell, absolutely. But there's a lot
I
of
feel so
guys,
bad for him, man.
which I mean, we've already shouted out Corey Heim, Bubba Wallace, Zane Smith. AJ Allmendinger is another one to give a lot of credit to. He came home fifth, clean car, clean car. Riley Herbst, great finish, great race. Unfortunately, gets overshadowed by the person who's going to take his seat next year. So,
I know he's probably like that's the one guy I did not want to see win.
yeah, it's unfortunate.
The 2311 cars are just wildly fast.
They are this year, absolutely.
They have found something, and I mean, even Gibbs has been fast, but I feel like 2311 has just taken it to another level, especially over the years that they've been there in their fifth season, I believe.
Yeah.
And realistically, only like I want to say fourth full time. Maybe this is their fifth full time season, but it is really cool to see how they're becoming a little powerhouse.
Well, I compare them to people like Trackhouse and maybe just Trackhouse right now off the top of my head, but of newer teams that have been sustainable. And yeah, I think it's just a bit of Toyota in general as well for this year. I We talked about it the other week. I think they were on to something last year, didn't quite have it. They figured it out. Now we're seeing that. And I think it's a big part of that. I think Chevy's kind of going through, I think they're coming out of that lull based off of, I mean, it's hard to say if they're coming out of that lull because I'm a Larson fan and Larson is still finishing the best out of all the Chevys. He's a top 10, top five machine right now. But yeah, like, I don't know. I'm curious to go back to an oval and see where we're at again. But yeah, so that will do it for the Cup race. Let's talk about Coronado as a whole. We said a lot, so I won't keep going on some stuff. But my fan point of view that I had on Friday, we walked in and I immediately was like, this is so spread out in a bad way. Um, Granted, it was probably a lot more full on Sunday, but even then, I'm like, this is not a lot of vendors. Like there was the traditional merch haulers there, but when it came to like food, very little options. I don't know if you ever walked
Oh,
into the
really?
fan zone. Yeah, the fan zone tent itself was cool, but like I don't know. I was telling Lindsay like there wasn't much to do. I didn't feel like we could either. It was a lot to walk around to as well. I wish I had access to like the infield stuff. I saw that there's some more there, but like the actual fan general entrance was nothing to remember. And not in a great way. The coolest thing was the car being right there in front of the fighter jet. You walked through there. That's where we met up. And it was just a lot of nothing. And I think they brought in food trucks on Sunday. There wasn't a lot of
Yeah, there
options.
might be some parts of that that they wanted to at least have space for everybody to walk in and move around.
Yeah. And
So I
again,
can kind of understand your point of like, maybe it was better on Sunday for the
yeah.
amount of people there, but I can see
Well,
what you're saying.
it was definitely more packed on Sunday because I was also seeing some stuff on Reddit about people saying the lines were insane. Even just to use the restroom, it was 30 plus minutes. And so that's the thing. That's where I was like, your
Wow.
infrastructure for all this was not great. And that's where I'm like, I kind of want this to be a one-off because also I think on Sunday leaving was kind of atrocious because it's one way in, one way out, a total of four lanes on the bridge. It's a cool everything, but I can also only imagine it's hard to get stuff onto a naval base, especially like a full-on, circus that NASCAR is. But and to really support it outside of that. So I don't know. I really enjoyed it. I mean, if I got free tickets, I'm going to the truck race. I would go to the truck race again. I don't know if I would go to the cup race. I'm kind of glad. I was like hoping to maybe find a way to get to the cup race, and then after watching it all, I was like, I'm kind of glad I didn't go because that would have been a lot to get out of, and I don't like sitting in parking lot traffic at all. So yeah, I think it was well executed. I mean, I saw Patrick Mahomes was on top of Larson's pit box. I saw Travis Kelce was there. They got great attention of it
Yeah.
all. I think they hit a really good, just natural, organic. I think Jeff said it really well, like using the word organic, like it really was well pulled off, um, in the scheme of things. But yeah, I wouldn't overcook it on this one. Like I really appreciate that they put it in Southern California. There's a lot of fans out here that just with Fontana being gone, they don't really get to go anywhere. Um, but man,
If nothing else, I think that NASCAR found if they can get a plot of land and build a track in San Diego, it would do something.
I mean, there's a lot in between San Diego and LA. That's the thing, and I definitely think your market's not in LA, maybe a little bit below or north. Like LA itself is a weird market that's not sports heavy as much as like the areas surrounding it that have more of the locals. But yeah, there's definitely a crowd out here for it. They just need to. I mean, Coronado has that natural, just like, wait, they're doing what on a what with what? That's crazy. And it definitely got a lot of people's attention. I had, some people were like, "Did you see NASCAR's going to Coronado?" I was like, "Yeah, I'm going." And they're like, "Wait, you're going?" I'm like, "Yeah, I'm
Come
going."
back, you're like, I'm a winner there now.
Yeah, I won at Coronado. They're like, "You drove the truck?" I'm like, "I might as well have."
I was there the whole time.
Yeah, I told it like I'm pretty sure he heard me screaming at him the directions of what to do. Um, but yeah, no, it was cool and like pit lane was cool. I just felt like walking was a lot. I mean, and then also my biggest complaint outside of there not being a lot of interactions, um, the screens on the front stretch were absolute like
They were hard to see.
they were horrible.
They
There's
that would be the one complaint I would have is just having better screens. Like Daytona and Talladega do a great job of having three or four massive screens lined up behind pit road
yeah,
that you can see everything going on. That I think that would be the one thing that I would say having a few more screens in better places. And it might have been that just we had a poor pit stall to be able to see,
no.
but I obviously only got to really see my pit stall area.
Lindsay and I sat in pretty much every grandstand on that front stretch.
Okay.
Like we were just kind of hopping around, and yeah, the if you didn't have the screen in front of you, you couldn't figure out what was going on. I've always said I'm not a huge fan of like not road course racing, but just I wouldn't ever pay to go to a road course just because you really only see your section. I'm sure I've never been to Sonoma. I've never been to Watkins Glen. I'm sure there's maybe a bit of a difference. I'm sure they have actually built-in screens because Coronado wouldn't have that. Um, and you can also make the argument for like Daytona and Talladega that's like you only see what's in front of you, like the front stretch. I'm like, yeah, but when I turn around, there's a big, 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 big screen there for everybody to see.
Yeah, it's like a 150
Um,
foot screen.
yeah, and these at Coronado, I told Lindsay they were probably the size of a home theater screen, a traditional home
They
theater
were
screen.
not big screens at all,
And
but
yeah, that size
it
is big in a home theater, but not at a
it at least did
racetrack.
its job at the track. So when I'm standing on the wall, I could see where we were at. I could kind of see what's going on.
Yeah,
It was doable. I definitely think they have to make either the screens bigger or put them in better spots, or just have a few extra,
yeah.
just where they're easier to see. So no, I just dude, I give it an A overall. It was a fun day at the track. The
It,
atmosphere was really cool,
mhm.
and I think all three races were great.
I would
I
give,
really don't
oh,
have many
sorry.
complaints.
I
You're
would
good.
give the overall event like, I think I'd go a B plus, and it's just because outside of the racing, a lot of stuff, and I'm only taking in the accounts I see on Sunday, is that like I think Sunday was probably the worst day for the actual like fan experience outside of the racing, because like it just seemed like underprepared,
Controlled chaos almost.
yeah, it just seemed like even when I was there, I'm like, I hope they have more here on Sunday because like there was not a real wait for Lindsay and I for anything, which is I honestly like going. I went on Friday and I was happy because I saw Cup practice, I saw O'Reilly practice, and then I saw the truck race. So I'm like, I kind of got a bit of everything. I'm good to go. Um, and so it was like, oh man, if I was there on Sunday, man, like I probably would have just stayed in the pits if I had pit passes. I probably wouldn't have left. I probably just pissed myself in the pits. Um, but yeah, it was just one of those things where like I think if they go back next year, you don't need to do anything to the track anymore. You're good. You got it. You need to go fix the fan zone. Like you need to think ahead of that. I don't know what they would do about traffic because it's land or it's waterlocked. But yeah, they got to figure something out. I actually would, man, if I could find someone with a boat, I'd be like, sail me down. Let's go. Uh, but yeah, I really enjoyed it. I would give it like an A minus B plus. It's right in there. But if I was to split the two up, the racing is an actual A. Um, yeah, I really enjoyed it a lot more than I thought I would. I thought it was just gonna be pure chaos, and at times it was. But then there was genuine racing going on. So um, I think that's enough for Coronado talk. Let's do a quick. I don't know really how to feel about Sonoma. Um, it's never been a
Sonoma's not
track.
gonna have shit
Yeah,
on Coronado.
I mean, best we can do is hope, but I'm not. I don't know. I've never been a huge fan of Sonoma, but Who do you have? We have SVG in the O'Reilly series. Just to give a heads up, I'm looking at the entry list, or if it'll come back up. It just is not populating right now. But you're staying in this weekend, right?
Yeah, I'm at home this weekend.
Cool. Well, who do you have unbiasedly?
If SVG's in both, it's kind of hard to pick against him.
Yeah, that's how I feel. Well, Zilich is also
I'm gonna
in
go
the uh, race on. All right, he's also going
Saturday.
to be in Sonoma. Yeah, I'm trying to
Is
find
he
any
running
other.
both?
Yeah, him and SVG are double dutying it, and they're both with Junior Motorsports as well.
I'll probably go Zillich Saturday and then go SVG Sunday.
Yeah, I almost want to switch him. I'm like, I would love to see Zilich win on Sunday just to get that off his
I would
back.
like to see that. That would be
But
cool.
yeah, I'm just gonna say SVG for both days. I hate to be hopeless, but you
It's
know,
kind of hard to bet against that
we
guy.
got one good break on a road course from SVG dominance, but I don't see it slowing down either. So, I mean, it could slow down. Trackhouse, we could really see how far back they are with their cars right now. If SVG or Zilich is not great on Sunday, like, and I mean great. I like SVG could win in not great equipment, or like just good equipment, but he just wouldn't win by like 14 seconds. So,
Yeah.
um, but yeah, I think that'll do it for this episode. It was just a weekend for both you and I. I was trying to figure out how to navigate this episode. Unfortunately, I wasn't able to put too much thought into it, but I just knew Coronado was going to be a lot to talk about, both with the actual product and then our experience just on Friday. I mean, it was a pretty monumental day for both of us on Friday, and even my wife. My wife got home. She didn't have her voice. She had been she wasn't like feverishly sick. She just body aches, and then her voice was gone. And but she was like, "I'm glad I went," because she was talking about not going, and she got there and she's like, "It was worth it." And yeah, we both
Yeah,
really
that
enjoyed
made it
that.
all worth. I mean, I know I came over to y'all on the stage and I was like, "Aren't you glad you made it?"
Yeah,
Just how cool that was.
we'll be looking out for both of our videos. I mean, yours is going to be on the TikTok you said.
I'm probably gonna post it to everything, so I'll
Okay.
probably put it on all three socials, and I'm gonna start doing the YouTube channel as well, trying to post pit stops videos there, any life updates of the racing world,
Yeah.
and everything that goes along with that. So just trying to grow the socials and the platform.
Yeah. I don't know what I'll do with mine. I kind of want to see yours now because I'm like, I don't want to put two of the same video up there, but we'll see. I Yeah, I don't really like filming on my phone, and I'm like watching the footage. I was like, I hate filming on my phone. Um, but that'll be it for this week. I look forward to Sonoma. Take it easy this weekend. You have the off week. You don't have to go to the west. Come to the West Coast at least. But yeah, we'll see what
Yep,
happens. NASCAR gets back on its main course, and yeah, we'll see what happens.
yep. It was a
All
good
right, man.
episode, man. It was a good weekend. So we'll
It was a
catch y'all
great
later.
weekend. Yeah, man.
10 away.
See ya.
5.